Did you know your behavioral patterns are not random? They reflect trauma-based adaptations within your nervous system. You didn't break. You transformed. What seems like anxiety, depression, confusion, or emotional numbness didn't form out of nowhere. It gradually unfolded within a relationship devoid of stable safety. Once love turns unpredictable, the nervous system doesn't ask why. It seeks one answer: how do I stay safe? Narcissists rarely inflict harm through outright violence. Instead, they create a psychological landscape. In this landscape, approval is conditional, reality is consistently questioned, devaluation disguises itself as honesty, and affection appears, then disappears, resurfacing just long enough to foster hope. The brain starts to associate connection with danger. When danger becomes a constant presence, the brain adapts. This isn't merely figurative. It's rooted in neurobiology. In narcissistic relationships, trauma can mimic signs of mental illness. Chronic relational trauma is known to modify stress response systems, threat detection, emotional regulation, and identity coherence. In these dynamics, trauma isn't isolated to a single event. It's a repeated exposure. Over time, survivors may meet DSM-5 criteria, not due to being disordered, but because their systems adjusted to ongoing peril. Common outcomes include post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and complex trauma, CPTSD. Survivors may experience intrusive thoughts, emotional numbness, hypervigilance, and ongoing nervous system activation. These challenges stem from persistent emotional volatility, not one outburst. Generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, arises from constant threat anticipation, an inability to relax, and obsessive focus on tone, silence, and meaning. The brain was trained to remain alert, making rest feel dangerous. Narcissistic abuse can lead to major depressive disorder, which brings feelings of unworthiness, emotional fatigue, and a collapse in motivation. This occurs when prolonged devaluation becomes internalized. Extended manipulation can also lead to adjustment disorders, which manifest as emotional breakdowns after separation, resulting in confusion, grief, and identity confusion. Survival instincts don't disappear immediately post-relationship. They linger long after. They show up as dissociative symptoms, which involves emotional detachment, feelings of unreality or disconnection, and fragmented memory. This isn't a disorder. It's a protective strategy. It is important to remember that the deepest wound isn't anxiety, not depression, or even trauma symptoms. The most profound injury is the breakdown of self-trust. When reality is continually questioned, when feelings are dismissed, and degradation overtakes communication, the mind absorbs a perilous lesson such as my perception is faulty. Once this belief takes root, nothing remains: steady decisions, boundaries, and identity. As narcissistic connections decay, devaluation frequently intensifies instead of declining. This happens because devaluation restores hierarchy. It protects a fragile self-image from collapsing. It allows exit without taking responsibility. This phase can be the most psychologically damaging, especially when survivors are already depleted. This isn't about labeling every difficult partner a narcissist. It's not about attributing emotions solely to mental health diagnoses. This is about recognizing patterns, repetition, escalation, and timing. It's understanding that your reactions were not flaws. They were adaptive responses to sustained psychological threats. Join Mind Architect. This journey isn't about self-fixing. It's about identifying what shaped your experiences so your nervous system can rediscover safety. Because unconditional self-love isn't just a feeling. It's a neurological condition.